We have a carpenter that works for us, and I had some walnut that was stored for 20-some years and stored 24 years before that. So this is like 40-year-old walnut that's all been stick dried. You know what that means? Like when you have the boards, you put sticks in between them. Yeah. And my carpenter, we had always wanted a library because we had so many books that we carried with us all these years. And we're just lucky to find this guy. And he spent a couple years working on this library. And it was kind of all his plans too, wasn't it, Carol, pretty much? I mean, we had some input, but we kind of gave him a general design and he took it from there. And I can't say enough about it because, you know, all the doors, you know, special little things that he built in here, you know, with the doors and all the raised panel. He matched all the wood, the grain of the wood. Put a ladder in here that
is very,
yeah, slide it all around.
You got the ladder that goes all the way around.
All the way around.
That is so cool.
And the best part about it is when our little grandkids come here in the summer, you know, I said to one of them, I said to Jude, how many oceans are there? And he guessed, and I said, well, you really want to know? I said, well, take the ladder up here, go up to the World Book Encyclopedia, find where the O is, and look it up. See, I mean, that's what we did as kids, but nowadays it's all, you just hit a button, right? So he got a real big kick out of that. And he would come in here, and the kids, when they do come, they spend time in here reading and stuff, which I, you know, to me,
drawing
and drawing and things. That's the most important thing.
Incredible.
So, anyway,
All right.
this is a tattletale sign off.
You were a car collector?
I am a car collector.
We are in the dining room, correct?
in the dining room.
You want me to do it? Or you want to do it? Okay, so again, my dad, this is the dining room here, the doors here. We're not sure the purpose of the doors, probably to put china and silverware and things in it. They're fairly shallow. As you can see, that Carol says don't open them, but hey, we don't have anything to hide really. Also, there's a couple little nice features here on either side of the fireplace.
Oh, little doors.
There's little doors for storage.
I'm coming over.
Here, you can look in there.
So what would they have stored in there, in that, just knickknacks or whatever?
That's a good question. They could have probably locked some valuables in there possibly, but I don't know for sure.
Now that painting is incredible.
That's a John Paul Strain painting, and that's of a house in Romney. And you'll see Stonewall Jackson and Turner Ashby.
Turner Ashby. All right. Well,
Because Turner was Stonewall's right-hand man.
we're going to have to do some checking on Turner Ashby in the future.
I'm gonna have to do some, yeah.
My dad built this table and some of these chairs here, cherry table.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wow. Hold on, I'm coming over there. And I'm using an iPad because I ran out of memory in the iPhone, everyone out there. So
Okay.
I don't use this that often.
Okay. And over the years, my wife has found some big pieces of furniture here. I think she recently purchased this. We've had these other two pieces for a while.
Incredible.
And we have maps everywhere here, so. All right. Let's just take a real sneak peek. The heart of our home.
Okay, I'm coming that way. We're looking up the stairwells, everyone.
Yeah, this is a walnut railing up to the third floor.
Up to the third floor. So, and there's a chandelier way up there.
I'm sure that-
And Chris of VA Travels, you have to contact Mr. Mike and his wife and visit this home.
Oh yeah, tell Lisa what she's missing. Now these floors are all heart pine. They're two types of pine. They're table mountain pine and pitch pine.
Okay.
And most people think that that the wide boards should go on the first floor. Well, no, that's a misnomer, because the boards that are much narrower, like here, are more expensive, because when you cut these in a mill, you have to make extra passes to make them small. Right? And plus, there's very few knots here. There are some, but most of the time they're going to select their best flooring with no knots and narrow. And the flooring is, since water was coming here, it did have a patina on it, but we're not doing anything to the floors. We might sand them one day, but we probably won't. We talked to the people in Mount Vernon and Monticello and asked them about what they did with the floors, and they said they just put sand on them and swept them. George Washington and Jefferson, that's all they did. That was their floor maintenance.
All right, I'm gonna pause. Okay, we're finishing up the first floor, everyone, and Mike's taking us into the back entrance.
Yeah, this was a back entrance to the house at one time. This was an open sleeping porch here. The Brinkers enclosed it. You'll see when we go to the next room. And so this porch went the full length in the back of the house. They made a small bathroom here, and we put a shower in and a nice sink and things. As you can tell, this was out to the weather because of the shutters here.
Okay, we're going into the back part of the house.
And you can see that
We have a modern kitchen.
this is the kitchen, yeah. My wife found an island here, wooden island up in Philadelphia. We raised it up a little bit, put a soapstone top on it, had another sink here. There used to be a pantry here with a wall. This is one of the modifications that we did. We did very few, but you can see the shadow marks in the floor here. There was a wall that extended here, and the entrance to the pantry was through this little hallway here. But my wife said, well, let's open it up and put the pantry here and have a nice window so we have more lights. And
Beautiful.
you can see we had to take off 5 layers of linoleum and tile and plywood to get down to the original floors.
Wow.
Incredible.
And you can see here that the slave quarters basically are set right out here, right here next to the house where these little trees are.
Okay.
And I call this the echo porch.
The echo porch.
Hey!
That's an echo.
The kids love it. It just bounces off the barn here. So
They crumble inside. That's
They have salmon colored brick.
yeah, that's the brick that they used for basically that middle fill
Okay,
layer in
the
there.
middle fill. And the building in the back, is that the
That's
cookhouse?
That's a smokehouse.
It's a smokehouse. Okay. All right.
And here you can see our bank barn that we're restoring.
All right.
It's a big project.
Sure
What do you
looks
think of
it.
that, Jim?
I think it's gorgeous because the way it was originally, you'd never. You have to
Incredible.
appreciate to see what was in the inside.
My
of the
neighbor.
Okay, Mike said, tell us about the rat story.
Well, back in the day, I'm sure they had a lot of rats here with all the grain and feed, and and this was one of their pantries, and you can see how the rat hole is here. And I'll show you how they maybe solved the problem.
Okay.
They put a little block there.
They got a little block there to keep them out.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And you can also see here where they chopped for firewood here for this fire, for this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
And George William Washington signed the wall right here, GWW 1864. Here, his wife Sally signed it.
And he was what, a cousin?
Third cousin.
Third cousin.
Third
Yeah.
cousin.
Twice removed, actually. So that's two generations.
Okay. All
And
right.
this was a closet here. So you can really see here how that penciling really sets up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because this has been basically undercover. And you can see they smeared some of the mortar here, but to make it look neater, they put their penciling in. But that's the way the house, this is the color of the brick, basically, that hasn't changed over the years. This is the way the house would have looked, basically brand new.
Very cool. All right, well, we're turning off this video.
Staircase, so picture yourself, this was open, ground level's about right.
Oh, we're in the basement, everyone, by the way, in
Yeah,
video
ground
land.
level's about right here.
Okay.
So this would have had columns and been open. That's one of the doors to go out to the smokehouse and one of the outside doors.
Okay.
This here is below the kitchen here, another fireplace, and this is the original brick that was in the basement. This is the only brick left, the only room left. The other brick is all been disintegrated.
Okay.
And in 1985, there was a flood on the South Branch here. It actually got into the house. And I'll show you a room over there, how high it got. And we have a remnant of what the flood left behind. That's how thick the mud was on all the floors here, that little triangular piece. I just kind of left it there
Wow.
to show you all what it was. I'm not going to really describe this room because
It's a storage room.
can we shut it off?
Yeah.
Cooking fireplaces, the crane is still here. A lot of the hooks for hanging parts or pots are still here. Kind of a storage room here.
Makes sense.
So, but this basement is just mammoth. It's huge.
Well, like I said, you have brick walls, interior brick walls. I mean, the hall is the same size from the basement to the third floor. It's just the height of the ceilings that are different.
So does this staircase come up behind the staircase upstairs then?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Below it.
Yeah.
And here's the other cooking fireplace without the crane, but I want to show you this. This is 1985, the South Branch flooded, and this is how high the water got in the house, in the
Wow.
basement. Now it's deceiving in a way because ground level is like right here.
Okay.
So the water was around the house about, a couple feet deep.
Okay.
And one other great thing about this house, we put this down, this was a mess. Most of the flooring here was muddy messes, and we dug all the dirt up, put stone dust down, laid our block here, or our brick here. The house sits on a clay footer. It's about 1.5 feet high, angled out, and you can see that the house has not moved since 1835. It's 187 years or so.
Wow.
Hasn't moved.
All right. I'm turning off our video.
It was this long. We have all the original boards in it and the top, and we put it down here.
So those are rat holes again for the pantry.
Absolutely.
Gnawing away.
You can see the doors down here in the basement. You can see the gnaw marks on the doors too.
Amazing.
It's impressive.
And we just watched a Monticello video, and they had the same rat problem on their doors, and they left them that way at that historic. Okay, we're heading up the stairs to the second floor, I guess, following Mr. Mike up this incredible staircase. And wow, I'm gonna do a quick, go ahead, Josh, you can go by me. That's what we look like on
These staircases are beautiful.
this staircase reminds me of the Horse Soldiers movie. In that,
John Wayne.
yeah, the staircase. Okay, Mr. Mike, I got the video running.
Okay, we're on the second floor here, the hall. When we moved in, there was water coming all the way in here. And when the house was built, of course, this wasn't here. It was just a hall all the way to the front. So we decided, we have 8 bedrooms here. So we decided, let's put some bathrooms in. So you can see, we put 2 bathrooms here.
Okay.
We use pocket doors, transoms to duplicate everything here. Old fixtures.
That's cool.
Cool.
shower tub that dates back to the 1920s here. Serves two purposes. If you have little kids, they can either take a bath or take a shower in there. It's great.
Very cool.
So here's a typical bedroom here.
And it's still massive ceilings.
11 feet, I think. This is the girls' room now. When we get together, the family, the girls sleep in here. Yeah, that's Vicky.
See, my wife and I, we can move in, and this would be fine for us. This is such a treat.
Notice how shallow the closets are, because they would hang their clothes this way instead of perpendicular. We tried to get the right color when we did it, and when we painted the house, I didn't use a roller because I didn't want the rolled look. I wanted the way it would look, so I hand brushed all the inside of the house, painted.
Fantastic.
It's all with a brush.
Wow.
So the green dye and paint was, they didn't make synthetic dye.
All right, here we have another bedroom. And how many bedrooms are on this floor?
4.
4 bedrooms on this floor, and they're decorated. I mean, your home is more like a museum. It's incredible. And that bed is not just a bed. That looks like a playground, as John Wayne would say, and Maureen O'Hare in the movie The Quiet Man. When they move his bed in, they go, "That's not a bed. That's a playground." That thing is huge.
Another good move.
Quoting the John Wayne
You have to get
movies.
steps because it's pretty high.
Oh, yeah.
And it
It's
has
very
steps to get into it. Look at that. Boy, if you bounce off that one, you're going to have a broken neck. No jumping on the bed on that one.
My wife tried to match the blue, I think, that was in here. Again, just another one of our bedrooms, and very narrow
Very narrow.
with hooks.
Closet.
Close in, yeah.
And I keep forgetting, but these rooms all have chandeliers, and they're just stunning.
My wife bought most of these chandeliers in Baltimore at a place called Second Chance, and
Yes.
an electrician rewired all these to make them functional.
We've been there several times. It's in the weird part of Canton's, Maryland. All right, we're going to another bedroom, folks. Follow us in YouTube land.
This is our bedroom here. This door behind us was probably added by the Brinkers. It wasn't, I don't think the Washingtons had this door or this door here. They were both put in later on.
Okay.
And
Look at that bed is incredible.
This isn't a piece of water.
Okay, now I'm going down some stairs, everyone.
Smart. Right next to your bedroom.
So we're in the laundry room.
we are. This could have been the slave quarters, the in-house slave quarters, don't know. But you can see we did have to finish these floors only because we have water here. So we finished them and put a couple coats of poly on them. But you can see the staining of the floors where it was leaking. Pretty dramatic. We had a huge hole right here with some kind of buzzard living there or something. And so we found, a friend of mine bought this old house and they tore it down. It was in bad shape. And they saved some pocket doors. So we cut them in half and put them here. So we can each have a closet here.
Nice.
Wow, very nice.
Put cedar in it.
All right, I'm going to stop the video here.
People have signed the wall here too.
We are in the second floor sleeping porch.
Fred Brinker.
Yeah, he lived here. The Brinkers lived here just before we did. He's still living there. You can see how it slopes here because this was a porch and all. You can see we haven't really touched the brick here. There's an attic all above here that we have one of these HVAC units in there, the inside unit.
Incredible. All right, I'm gonna turn off our video for this part.
Ready?
Yep, I'm set.
So we're in the third floor here. You can take a look down at the climb it was.
Okay. Look at that. That is just incredible. And here's another chandelier.
So, again, interior walls, brick, all the way up. Notice, where are the wires? Where are the wires?
You put them all through the...
I spent like 6 months of my life channeling through plaster and brick to run conduit.
Wow.
That was a one-time deal for me, man.
Yeah. Oh, can't
So-
say I blame you.
And I'll show you a couple pictures that you will appreciate. We'll go in the room here. You can't see them yet. I'm not going to show them to you yet.
Okay.
So let's go here.
So we're on the third floor. Oh my goodness. You have a giant teddy bear. It's like Goober the traveling bear's friend.
That's the State Farm Care Bear that when Carol was a State Farm
Wow.
agent.
That's amazing.
So, take a good look here.
Okay.
Take a good look at this corner.
It's angled.
Yeah, notice that. I mean, that part of it, my plaster, to do that, it takes 10 years to be a good plaster. It really takes 10 years to be good at anything, but especially plastering over your head.
Oh yeah.
I tried it a few times. It's not easy, it's not fun. I mean, look at this.
I've done a little plaster patching. It's a nightmare.
So, when we pulled the roof off, this is what it looked like.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
There. That's what it looked like. This right there, this corner.
It looks like our hotel we stayed in Fredericksburg this past summer, Josh.
It does. It's just like
This was this part of the room.
Okay, let me get close up of that.
And then the window, yeah, that's it.
Wow. That's amazing. So there's our window and just incredible work. All
So
right.
there's
wow.
The Widow's Walk, okay.
or Belvedere, whatever you want to call it, the south front of Belvedere. So again, the 4 rooms. We have 4 grandchildren, so they each have their own room up here.
Very nice. Josh and I could become grandchildren.
Bill's just trying to get adopted.
So
How you guys found so many neat pieces of furniture to fit with your home is astounding.
my wife is responsible
It's
for all of
phenomenal.
this. And family too. Family's been passed down.
Oh, we have lots of used mother-in-law and neat little treasures.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
Shotgun holster.
Shotgun
behind
holster.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little leather thing. I don't know whether you can see it if you come through here. But,
you can turn the light on.
So you'd be extra.
Oh yeah. Okay. Shotgun holster behind the bed. And we are in another bedroom on the 3rd floor. And again, it's just incredible.
These ducts that you see are air conditioning and heating ducts, forced air.
They must have been a pain to get all this in.
I don't even want to describe it.
this is the room where we had the water trough that collected all the rainwater that came in the first year. And we bucketed it out the window. We put a big trough here next to the chimney, and as the rain came down that first year, we would bucket it out the window. And the floorboards were so wet from the water coming in that they were cupped. And after 2 years, they laid back down.
You can see the
Wow.
dramatic
Gradually
difference.
over
This
2
is the
years.
way the floor looked
Okay.
all those years ago.
Yeah. But
And
now
then
you
this
can
is the
see
way when
the damage.
water penetrates for periods of time, that's the
Okay.
way it looks. So we're gonna kind of leave that because that's a dramatic effect of,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
Like you can show it off easily too. This-
That's right.
there.
Then we put a bathroom up here. Cherry top and all.
Wonderful.
Found a claw tub. Now we're heading upstairs. You better watch your head.
Okay, I gotta get the staircase and then I'll turn off my camera.
Watch your head up here.
All right. So we are now going upstairs to the 4th level, correct?
Right.
The attic.
All right, here we go. And I'm gonna let this camera run.
The staircase is semi-claustrophobic.
So the staircase is
That little door right here that you see right there, that's where the attic is. That's the access to the attic, that little door.
okay.
It goes the full width of the 3rd floor ceiling there.
Well, I hope my YouTube viewers appreciate me going up this little staircase.
No walkie battery back there.
Wow. Now this is called what? The Widow's
Walk.
The Widow's Walk. Oh my goodness. We are outside on the very tippy top of this building called the Widow's Walk. And you can see the countryside.
Right, this is this is the big oxbow of the South Branch. If you look over here, between those two mountains here, that's where the river flows. The South Branch makes a big sweeping oxbow all around us.
Okay.
And we own pretty much, we own down to the river here, and then there's some camps that we don't own down here, and then we own here on this side, and then up to the road.
Amazing.
Here you can see our barn restoration. This barn was built in 1830 something, and it burned down Christmas Day 1907. When we found it, the roof was in bad shape and all, so we're restoring that now. And we're deciding on paint color. You can see the orange on the left and the red on the right, and we're going to go with the red, I think, on the right.
Okay.
I will show you that when we go over there in more detail, but my plaster also repointed the entire foundation of that barn and rebuilt this wall around it, which was just, the rocks were everywhere, just scattered everywhere.
Wow.
It's a Quonset hut to the left there. We restored that. That was like a post-World War II building, Quonset hut. We keep a couple older tractors in there. This is a carriage house that we haven't touched yet. That little brick building is where the tanks were. This was a dairy farm, the last dairy farm in Hampshire County, and the milk was pumped into that little building there, that little brick building. And then this is the barn that the cows were in, milking parlor where the truck is, and my carpenter's here too, by the way. And we'll see the wood shop on the left and the car shop on the right.
Okay.
And then behind it is where we keep all our farm implements, because we're organic here. We're an organic farm. We started last year. You can see our soybean crop over here. Then you can see our soybean crop in the background that is a lot of weeds in there. You can see here our corn crop that we're going to harvest here very shortly. Then we have cereal rye growing here, cereal rye growing down there, cereal rye growing in that far field. Then we have hay fields here as well.
Here on Mike's property, we have an Indian mound, Native Americans.
There's a similar one right at Indian Mound Cemetery right in Romney, about 5 miles from here. It looks almost exactly like
So, Indian mound on the property. Very, very cool that you have so much history on this property.
we do our, car repairs here, combine, everything.
All right, we're going in the car place.
All the repairs of the tractors and things are done in here. Skid loaders, whatever.
Are you aware you have like old cars in here that are like really cool?
These are both 1960 Fords. The one here is a Sunliner, a convertible. It's my beater car that I drive around.
I'm gonna take some pictures of this to show you Dad, as long as that's cool. Because he will
He's a repair.
Yeah.
He's a
So we used to do,
He's a
it's
businessman.
Wow.
not a car dealership in Hanover, PA called the Vet Barn. They specialized in all sorts of things.
Very cool.
Repair it for him. So once I was 16, my job was just to go over there and get whatever we were working on and drive it back to the shop.
Well, then for you, the best is yet to come. We haven't seen him yet.
Nice.
All right.
We used to drive all sorts of fun stuff.
So this is the repair shop.
Yeah, this is a 1960 also. This is the Sunliner, the convertible. This is the Starliner, the fastback with the stars down the sail panel. And I bought this last year. Hope to restore it one day.
Is this a big V8 in here?
Yeah, it's sitting right here. It's all done. The engine's all done. The engine's
Okay.
right there. So I have a problem with 1960 cars. I can't get enough of them.
Well, we are in the woodworking shop that they have to make wood for the mansion that we've been touring. And it's an incredible thing. I'm going to get over here where Mike can talk to me with the audio. All right, Mike.
There's our carpenter, Stanley Thomas. He's responsible for almost all the woodworking stuff that goes on in the house, in the shops, in our cabin, and he's right now restoring our 1830 barn.
Incredible.
So he's a man of many talents. Not only does he do that, he can repair light fixtures. He can repair vehicles if need be. He's a man that can do a lot of things. And
That's good to have someone
I'm
like
very
that.
fortunate that he's here.
All right. This woodworking shop is incredible.
Yes, it is. I have to admit, Mike has a nice shop here.
Yep. It's a big lot of
Joe, let's make a deal, right?
Right.
Do you want door number 1? Or do you want door number 2?
Be careful now.
Now, Josh, I'll let you decide which door you want to go through.
Let's go door number 2 first.
This one?
Yep, let's do
Good
door
choice,
number
Josh.
All right.
Just on the way, this is our, since we have 75 windows in the house and numerous windows in the barn that we're gonna have to do in our log cabin, when you get sashes that are old, the glazing tends to harden up. And so Stanley built this steamer. You take this.
two. Stanley steamer, huh?
Yeah, no pun intended. So you take this, I have a wallpaper steamer here, you heat it up, you put the windows in here, the sashes in here, close it up. Stanley, what's it, about an hour or so?
He's in the thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna lay it.
About an hour, hour and a half.
Okay.
It'll steam it in there. And the key part is it loosens that glazing and it doesn't break the old glass. Because we try to save all the old glass we can. In fact, I think almost all the windows in the house, we've saved enough and found enough old glass to put the old glass back in place.
It takes the paint off too, right?
It,
Helps
does,
soften the paint.
it takes the paint off as well, you're right, Jimmy, it really does.
All right. Well, we're going into door number 2, and I'm going to pause the camera. Oh my goodness.
Probably make it 11:30, I guess.
One of
Yeah.
my vehicles is here. I have another vehicle.
What- what?
Starliner, fully restored.
Now,
Starliners are beautiful cars.
believe it or not, my grandfather, Grandpa Mildice, had this exact car
Oh.
in Binghamton, New York.
Where?
Binghamton, New York.
Well, we used to live in Utica.
Yeah,
And
I told him, yeah, he
Grandpa
he grew up in
Mildice
Bethel.
sold it in, I'm going to say 86 to somebody. And it was a,
This is a 1960 Buick Electra 225 convertible. It was purchased brand new in Romney here in 1960 at Pancake Buick. Larry House up at Schoolhouse Restorations in Old Town, Maryland, just over the river. He's responsible for restoring most of it.
it's incredible.
It's a time capsule.
My grandfather would take me on in parades with this,
We just
like
we
this.
just took this on a parade 2
And,
months ago.
Same car, right? That'd be awesome.
My older brothers are very upset when my grandfather sold it.
Yeah, this is a 1969 Boss 302 that I've had since 1970. It's got 21,000 miles on it. It's got the original paint. Everything's original on it here. Everything, engine parts, everything.
Holy cow.
I used to go to work and school in this vehicle.
Quickly.
Now, this is
Did you drive Jim to school with you?
Jim's driven it. This is a Boss 429, its bigger brother. I bought this in 1990. It didn't have the engine in it. So I had to go to Carlisle and other places to find Boss 429 parts.
So the 429 is, they call it what, the Cobra, right?
No,
No,
this
that's
is
the
not.
428.
Well, yeah,
Shelby.
the 429 Boss is a unique motor.
A unique motor. All right.
And this is a, you know, they only made like 859 of these in 1969 and 499 in 1970, only so they could run this at NASCAR, this engine.
Wow.
Now, the good story of this is, last week, I get a call from a guy in Pennsylvania. He found my original engine, numbers matching. The VIN number is on the block. I'm gonna pick it up next week.
Oh,
Wow.
So I bought the car in 90, so after 32 years, the original engine will be back home.
Back to its home.
that's
Amazing.
This side of the bank is on a bank, so you can drive your tractors, your combines right into the barn from here. You can also put your hay in there. Cattle would be below. It's 100 feet or so by 60 feet. It's 100 feet long by 60 feet wide.
Wow.
The roof was leaking for years, so some of the rafters had to be replaced and the purlins had to be replaced. So right now, we restored all that, and we had the roofers put a titanium sheet over it, and then we'll have a standing seam metal roof on top of that.
Okay. All right.
We had to replace numerous posts here, floor joists here that were rotted. We had scaffold in here for a long period of time. I had to get a man lift so to make it a lot easier, more accessible and safer. And it's well on its way. Like, the boys have replaced all these posts. This is the last one to be replaced. They just replaced this one yesterday.
Okay.
So
Now, how long will it take to have this completed? Another year, or
When it's done.
or when it's done?
When it's done.
I can't answer it, but you know, things always take twice as long and they cost twice as much. So I don't make predictions anymore.
Very good. All right. I'm going to turn off.
I thought
Okay, Mr. Mike's cabin here on the property, and Mike, take it away.
All right, so the Washingtons built this cabin in 1832 and spent probably 3 to 4 years here while the house was being built. When we purchased the property in 2004, we didn't even really know this cabin was here. It was overgrown, and you'll see a picture inside that is unbelievable. So when we found the cabin, we didn't really have time to do anything because we spent most of our time on the house to restore that. And here in the last couple of years, we decided, well, we don't want to let this cabin just deteriorate, so we decided to restore this as well. So let's go inside and we'll see what we have.
All right, we're going inside the cabin, and this is such a treat, and it's just incredible to be invited to. All right, we're following you, Mr. Mike. Holy cow!
You like it, dude?
Now, so is this where your brother Jim stays when he comes to visit?
No, because it wasn't livable here for most of it. But there's a picture right there. That's the way the cabin looked.
Okay.
That is dramatic.
Holy cow! The amount of work you've put into this cabin is incredible. Look at that, Josh. Now, what? how did you decide that this cabin was worth saving? Because if I saw that, a lot of people would say, "Where's the bulldozer?" What gave you the feeling that you could save it?
Well, my wife and I, we've been married since 1970. We've lived in old houses. We're not about knocking old things down. We're about restoring and preserving them for history's sake.
Incredible. Well,
So we did the same thing with the cabin. Hopefully, we're going to advertise this as an Airbnb, and we'll see what happens.
The right people will find it. And stay here.
It's incredible. I know my wife would love to stay here sometime.
This is almost all of Stanley's handiwork. He built this here. He did the front here. He put the copper in here from we had left over from the roof.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He built all this. Built the top for here. My wife found these old cupboards, and that corner cupboard she found for like $60, believe it or not.
Wow. All right.
So
And-
we have a back porch here too.
Yeah, Jeff, you'll like this. This, I think, is comfort for you right here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm coming to the back porch.
Yep.
I love the little rocking chair too. That's fantastic.
So you can come out here and
And there's the outhouse.
Nice.
We do have a bathroom upstairs.
But you also have an entrance right there.
oh, we put Granny on the back porch. And where's the moonshine still, Mike?
Further out.
Further out.
Well,
Can't quite see it.
the spring is right here,
There's the spring. Okay.
right by that old silver maple they gave up the ghost a while ago.
All right, I'm gonna turn off the video. All right, we're upstairs of the cabin, and
My wife found this bed somewhere. Carol, where'd you find it?
Luckett's Spring
In Virginia?
Antique
In Virginia?
sale, yes.
wow,
Right over the bridge.
That is an impressive.
incredible.
Yeah, we've got lots of big pillows and whatever to put on it.
Well, this is gonna be a beautiful bed and breakfast cabin, and
Airbnb. We're not going to
Airbnb.
Airbnb. So we have to.
Notice the cherry ceilings too. We had some cherry left over, so we put tongue and grew cherry up, and my wife is great at getting chandeliers, and looks nice in here.
I was lucky enough to find some that matched, right?
It's phenomenal.
So you think Lisa would stay here?
Oh gosh, yes.
Really? Okay.
She loves historic stuff. All right.
She's
So
very
I'm gonna show pictures of this to Emily, and she's gonna be like, I should.
she
see the
she loves the
bathroom,
homes. This home is just phenomenal.
You did a good job. It's very nice.
Very very nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And have an operating bathroom.
Yeah, some more soapstone.
So lives on it.
Stanley built this shower stall. He did all the tile work.
All right, take it away, Mike.
This cabin only came with a small brick flue chimney in the middle of the first floor going to the roof. I guess the Washingtons didn't plan to stay here very long, so they didn't have a fireplace or chimney built. So, 2 years ago, someone told us there's a standing stone chimney 15 miles away from where we are now. We went over there, we saw it standing all by itself in a field. My wife looked up on the tax map who owned it, found the guy's number. He lives in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And I'll never forget this. We're driving along and she calls him up and she asked him, "Is this your chimney? Do you own this chimney?" He said, "Yes. Do you want it?" And of course we wanted it. And Carol said, "Well, what do we have to do to purchase it?" He said, "All you have to do is when you knock it down is just reseed the area." So one of my guys here, one of my farm guys, came over there with an excavator and our dump trailer, knocked it all down, made several trips back here, and my masons reassembled it. From the time we saw it until the time it was finished, it only took 6 weeks.
Wow.
So this still is from Hampshire County. So it didn't go anywhere. And that's another reason that we wanted to restore this cabin, is because so many cabins are left and rot and being moved out of West Virginia. We didn't want that to happen here.
Okay. All right, I'm going to stop our video here. We're going to the, where are we going next, Mr. Mike?
Where do you want to go?
Are we going to the fort site?
That's where you want to go, sounds like.
All right.
Four
Fort William was built in 1754.
by Richard Williams. And he married, this land was at one time part of one of the Fairfax land grants. I think it was number 30 or something, but I could be wrong on that. It was given to Peter Peters, and Peter Peters' daughter married Richard Williams, and that's how he came to live here, built the fort in 1754. He and his daughter were captured by the Indians. I'm not sure the year, probably very soon after that, carried to the Ohio country. He escaped. Took him 2 years to get back. His daughter came back 20 years later, and they're buried here somewhere on the property. Now, we've done some excavating here, and we found some features of the fort. We found coins, scissors, buttons, things like that, and we need to do another excavation here. You know, once this COVID thing is gone and all, we can come back and do this.
Well, thank you for bringing me out here for this. So we had a stockade fort sitting here at one time.
Yep.
Very cool.
Now this was all done with an eye. I didn't use any laser or anything. It's a pretty